More on that. We're joined by Assi Lubotsky. He's a senior research fellow at the Israel-Africa Relations Institute. Thank you very much for being with us, Assi. So could this be a first step towards ending the horrendous war in Sudan?
Yes, let's be optimistic that it's going to be something real this time. But I also have to remind you that there were talks about ceasefire throughout the last 2.5 years. So it's not the first time, but because the RSF actually took over El Fasher, that seems like actually something that would allow them to agree to a ceasefire in order to fortify Darfur as their own stronghold. So it might be more likely than before.
And of course, the Sudanese armed forces haven't given their response yet. They have preconditions before they'll agree to a ceasefire.
Right. The Sudanese military, the Sudanese legitimate government, has preconditions. For example, that the RSF would disarm themselves. The RSF did not say that they agree to do that. So there's still some gaps here that the Americans or maybe the Saudis or Egyptians or the Emiratis would have to work on. I do believe that the RSF now, because of taking over El Fasher, they have good cards in their hands to make sure that they keep their arms and keep their power. And they would strive to kind of get a new status quo of them pretty much essentially having their own in de facto state in Darfur.
Are we going to end up seeing Sudan divided once again? Of course, it's already been divided once, creating the state of South Sudan, following another genocide there, the Darfur genocide 20 years ago. Is that what's going to end this conflict, essentially?
It looks pretty likely. It looks pretty likely as long as the RSF are actually holding vast territories as they are, and as long as they are still being supported by some powerful allies, as they still are, it looks pretty likely that what we see now, those lines that RSF control Darfur and the Sudanese legitimate government control the rest of Sudan, they might actually stick and be maintained for the near future at least.
Assi Lubotsky, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Morocco